I'll try spinning, that's a good trick. I'll try spinning, that's a good trick. I'll try spinning, that's a good trick. I'll try spinning, that's a good...
Alright, I've got the talking pillow now.
As a gamer, there are many things we see with our eyes that activate that part of us that say, whoa, that's cool. In a Dark Souls game, however, sometimes the things that make us happy also happen to belong in the trash. Can you beat Dark Souls 3 with only the Dancer's Blades? I hope the rules are easy to understand, because if they aren't, whew. Now, this is a weapon I've had my eyes on since the first time I played, and really wanted to actually see how it would do, as I've never really taken the time to use it before. So without further ado, or any stalling, we start with needing to give birth to a dancer worthy of the blades. Be forced to choose between my two least favorite classes.
Ketchup, 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 ketchup.
Before needing to make the choice, every person doing a weapon-only run for Dark Souls 3 has to do. Do I try and glitch my way to the weapon with the least bosses killed, use a similar weapon till I can get it, or try... Just kidding, I'm gonna use Cheat Engine. As I need to kill 4 bosses to be able to get it, and would rather just start with it to fully see what this thing can do. But unfortunately, since no starting class has enough stats to wield it properly, instead of trying to counteract this downside, I just fully embrace it, basically deciding that I am a toddler, driving with the power of a Ford F-150. Maybe instead I should have been learning how to buy property.
It's free real estate.
And since I can't level up till the gunless gun guy is taken care of, we just need to lock in, as the kids say. This is the first boss. This shouldn't be too big of a problem to deal with. I'm a person of skill. Come on, bitch. I didn't think I'd hit it once. I somehow hit it twice. Okay. Damn. And as it turns out, calling Dark Souls 3 your least favorite Souls game and not really giving it a full playthrough since high school really shows off how not good at the game you can be. He did like that slow motion thing. He was like, "Ooh, I'm coming home." But we push our insecurities down, and while my damage is that of a leather boot soaked in seawater, a surprising bonus of this thing is its ability to stun. And this allowed me to play a bit more safe with the newfound knowledge that I can make him get down on one knee, and abuse this newfound opportunity to not only make him regret his life choices up to this point, but I can also turn his most likely very sad and upsetting backstory and replace it with the best joke I have ever made. Undix Gundyr, more like you suck and I'm better than you. I found out his soul isn't going to be enough to meet the stat requirements, so I accidentally used gravity. And suddenly, I can wield the sword well now. We then do all things Souls tubers do, try and pet someone's dog.
It don't bite.
Twice, before switching from a dancer to a John Mayer-inspired singer, as I once again remember... Yeah, fuck you. Which allows my toothpicks to become +1. And wow, training and upgrades make damage very okay. These nice soldiers enjoy my swinging dance of death so much, in fact, I even get a helmet as a tip. Wait a second, this isn't a tip. It's today's video sponsor. One of the things I always hate is, as a gamer, if I make the choice to try and show my love for a series like, say, Cyberpunk or even the Souls series, I need to wear clothing that looks like this. Let me tell you a horror story. I was trying to get food once, just wearing a basic shirt for Star Wars, and the nice people making my food locked me in a deep conversation of the lore that I didn't understand. Blah. But thanks to Project Orochi, you can not only show your love for what you love, you can do it in style without wearing some basic designs. Project Orochi offers clothing that I wouldn't really call gaming clothes, but better yet, they're more so inspired by the gaming worlds that we love. Like, say, this cyberpunk-inspired Trauma Team shirt, making it look like you support the real-world medics that risk it all to save those with the Platinum Plan. An actually cool design that looks like more than just this. If you're interested, Project Orochi not only has a Discord most ideas for designs come from, but if you want to look stylish and save some money, you can use code LB at checkout to get 10% off. Not to mention, if you're in the US, free shipping. And thanks to Project Orochi sponsoring this video, you can enjoy the rest of this with no mid-roll ads, so enjoy. So we can not only get back to finding out how bad my weapon is, we can also see how bad the weapon art specifically is. The weapon art is kind of the least of why this weapon's bad. However, 7 damage a swing from the weapon art isn't the best, and the reason I'm sure of this is because, taps hood of car, this bad boy can fit so much split damage, which is most likely the cause of that. Very unfortunate, because the reason I've always been attached to this weapon is just because the raw aesthetic this thing brings to the party. And unfortunately, this thing is awful in the hands of the Ashen one. Yapping aside, we get a key that's perfect. Totally almost don't die for it. I tried to do a jump attack like it's Elden Ring, holy.
I don't think that's ever gonna happen again. That's the first and only time that's gonna happen.
Remember that this game is actually meant to be the good one.
Oh, Dark Souls 2 is the Gank Souls game. Meh, 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 meh.
Yeah. Speed run a talk with a friend with about 8 That's Crazies. Quickly try to touch.
Don't touch.
We then have to, I think, kill this man with his wife's swords. I mean, I don't read the lore. I have better things to do, like, eat chicken nuggets. And while the damage is the most okayest it's ever been, I still get noob checked heavily, which is at least my only death for quite a bit.
Liar!
And with the double swipe dance of eye catching and damage dealing, I can totally skillfully dodge his attack. Before this dancing style takes this man for a nice spin. I use the spoils to train my endurance, talk to Hulk's biggest fan so I can get the Bruce banner, before I head back home for an undead's bone, and shard. Try and be the best underpaid fast food worker by giving this man his burger, before his girlfriend reminds me he asked for no pickles. Why are you coming over here? So after unfortunately needing to deal with the most peak relationship ever made, I grab protein powder and souls to keep up my training, which allows me to do squats with my gym bro, before making the mistake of heading to the showers after. Next try I become the only person to, on camera, take out each toxic gym enjoyer, before needing to pop this man's totally natty muscles, making the mistake of getting too close to get shown just how much you can bench, before the creatine pumping pillock can be pulverized. I then fail and pass the bridge of Gank Souls 3 twice. Shows why panic roll versus enemy isn't even close. Meet Man of Onion, and while my extra flame damage isn't very helpful for this fight, the newfound vitamin C powered friendship I have obtained is more than enough to deal with it.
Woo! To the good onion. Good onion is a heavy onion.
And outside of the friendship I've obtained, I also get a very important ring. But I'm missing something. Damn it, do I gotta go all the way? Did I miss a thing, or is it just gonna be like over here? Yep. I love this game. The Flynn's Ring. A ring that supports your choice of nudity by giving you more damage based on how few clothes you're wearing. So with a ring that reminds me of that one weird teacher, I try and go back to take on Dancer earlier than you're meant to. Oh, well. Mostly because at the start I wanted to wear the armor for role-playing reasons, but after she decided that I am not worthy, it's back to the trail of birds and fellow nudists. Before we run into the cage, the Mage Cage featuring the Crystal Sage. And outside of the lackluster start, this mage of low intelligence can't seem to understand my dance, and almost seems scared of it as they avoid me at all costs. And with my own close fumble in tow,
he's not giving up, as he should.
As well as getting them closer to death and casting any spell of importance, I can temporarily break the curse of dying with the boss at 1 HP, level up health, which doesn't happen to help me keep the ember any longer than insert sex joke here, and these deaths inspire me to once again try this weapon art. Full stamina bar did 155 damage with my stupid special spin attack. Making our way through this little pregame of not only finding out once again that falling hurts, but also our pregame of getting inside the cathedral. No, your swords are better than mine. That's not fair. Your dual swords are way better. No, leave me alone. First, the boss fight of Balls. Get hit with the perfume from that one episode of SpongeBob.
I always hate going in there.
Before our last step of the cathedral. I'm about to historically die right here. Hiya, hiya. Run the fuck away now. Wait, my saving grace, a door. And without any issue or problem at all, make our way inside. Oh please, oh please, oh goodness, oh golly gee, oh gumdrops, oh gumdrops. I'm out of shit unless I do this. Oh, that was close. I then obtain another ring used by the Gotten Good Society, and while the damage combo of Flynn's and Eloyd's ring is great, the game just tries to show me that I am, in fact, indeed, not him.
I tried to peek through the door, man. Can't make it. Can't make it. The shit's stuck. Out of my way, son! Door's stuck! Door's stuck!
So I stick to my newbie ways, and enter the not so deep of the Deacon's boss fight, still trying to make use of mid, and while sure, this fight isn't hard, it is very long and time consuming. And outside of it being relatable, it also does a number on my weapon. Kyra, I turn you to, I want you to look at the durability of my fucking blades real quick, if you don't mind. Oh my lord. So with that thankfully finished without issue, we can get back to the straight line that is Dark Souls 3 progression, picking up the edgy armor set we all love, and try and pray to the God of Dance, also known as Kevin Bacon, to allow me to push through the poison swamp without problem. Help! Not the devious backshots, please! And outside of better healing, also grab worthless paper and this pretty princess set. Become the Princess Pope of Dance School. I'm a pretty pope. Get shown that I have issues of skill before punishing the dog once again so that I may achieve Sword 2. And now it's time for my favorite fight. I've always loved I'm you but better fights, and the watcher of my abs just looks so cool while kicking my ass. They quickly sync up to be each other's backup dancers, and bringing them down to stage 2 leads me to find out what the underside of the Abyss Watcher's boot tastes like. It takes me a little longer than I'd like to remember this moveset, but slowly this boss gets taken out not only because of my little stuns, but also from having just enough health to tank his combo. So that's one Lord Soul down, and it's onto the catacombs. The catacombs that have nothing for me, making them just a run past location. Make the mistake of touching something,
Touch.
Don't touch.
as it's now time to deal with the Bling Bling Boy. A fight where the boss himself isn't the problem, it's his stank. Yeah, the whole thing? It was not a safe spot? Okay, my fault. Basically, just focus his chains, as without his money, he's nothing. He at least gets turned into a drinkable powder, one you can save 10% on using code OP, which will hopefully give me strength as I run through my least favorite area. I don't want this to just kind of be a boss rush video, but none of these enemies are fun to fight, and the only funny thing that happens is to meet this pervy knight. Yo, look, it was Kyra before he started watching Jeffy. There he is. And while the dogs that bite can't stop me now, I can open that much needed shortcut, as it's time to fight the pontiff who's attempting to steal my trip. Now, if you're a fellow gamer of cheesy proportions, you normally take on this boss fight with a shield, as it makes it not only much easier, but also much more fun. And while the rules are I'm supposed to only be doing damage with these swords, in Souls games, each playthrough I try to be a little bit different than the last. So I try and challenge myself a bit by not using my normal strategy. The first phase is somehow easier than I remember, which makes the challenge of stage 2 much more obvious. Feel envy for fellow YouTuber Blue Thunder. Ah yes, camera. I wish I could kill the cameraman. And despite plowing phase 1 first try, the second phase continues to elude me. Much like when you go, "Ooh, the air is cold," but when you go, "Ha, the air is hot." Before I get punished and reminded about fission. Or something. And when I stop dying to phase 1, starting now, get really lucky with my timing. Before getting reminded of my favorite sound effect of this year, Ember up to show them that I mean business, and show this mindset by referencing a movie I haven't even watched. And while the tag team keeps draining my health, I managed to do just enough damage with barely any stamina remaining. Another lucky kill. Not as lucky as you now get to comment your favorite movie. Do it. Now. I allow myself to get more Dexy, become Batman. My boyfriend used to live here. Now he's dead. See a passed out homie, before the Eater of God shows up, who's happily ready to show another weakness of this weapon. Being that this weapon not only has the split damage of physical fire and magic, the magic and fire are only on one sword apiece, the main sword doing the big brain damage, and the backup sword has more fire than that Franz Ferdinand song. Alright, listen, that's 2 Franz Ferdinand song jokes 2 videos in a row. Shut up. Love his music right now. Meaning, if I want to use my fire on something allergic to fire, I'm forced to do a multi-swipe L1. Huge downside here, as magic damage does almost nothing, almost negating the upside with the downside. While the boss itself isn't too tricky, it really just has this one move that everybody hates, and since I'm included in this everyone group, that means I have to die to it. It turns corners, fuck. It is legitimately the only move that has ever killed me in this fight, and with all the deaths looking the same, well, I'll keep you updated on my death total. To keep the video easy, breezy, and not so cheesy, starting now, I'll stop showing every single death, as most, if not all of them, are me dying to one singular move that I hate on each boss. But on a much more important note, that's the second Lord Soul gotten. Where I can get 5 dex levels and 5 more dex levels, as well as the Ring of Happiness, before speeding my way past Irithyll Dungeon, as I don't really want to be fighting the enemies that suck the life out of you more than that Monday morning meeting. Get the key to break out my homie after he accidentally committed tax fraud. Think that I'm playing Elden Ring before remembering that I'm playing Bad Souls. Get another perfect key. I dare you to try to understand any of these words of finger. And then we just jump off the second he's like, before the rats went the second time. I can find my favorite 21 Pilot song, take a small break to see the sights, find someone's soul, find someone's solace, and get a ring to help not punish my lazy. And instead of doing what we all want to do when we get rage baited by bro, I instead let him apologize, and decided to get closer to the archives to avoid fighting Yorm just a little bit longer, with damage that's alright, as well as having enough HP to not get one-shot. It really comes down to not getting comboed. As nothing in her kit can one-shot me any longer, I also try and take my clothes off for bonus damage.
So, nudity makes you stronger on this planet.
But that helps as much as fat-free cheese, meaning it does nothing, and is a scam. But I stick with it to try and get better and healthy, or some BS that they told me. And with just enough patience, I can outdance the dancer with her own weapons. I then try and keep her going, before the game reminds me that for whatever reason, my copy of Dark Souls 3 barely functions. I don't know why, this just happens every time I play. What the fuck? So we quickly verify my files, before it's time to take on a blind dragon. A fight that's pretty hard as he's unable to react to and recognize my dance moves. Help, 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 help. Get to see what YouTube is doing to itself, quote unquote, for the kids, which makes the dragon go feral, and becomes just enough to turn me into, wait, is that red mist? And with the second attempt leaving a sour taste in my mouth, I backtrack to the big Yorm guy, to see how it'll go. His moves are as fast as a grandpa standing up after a long day. I like that damage number that I see on screen. But his damage is insane. Excuse me? So I try and armor up for another go, and while it's very much possible to damage him with the need of repair powder, this gimmick boss can't be taken out very easily, so I need to come back quote unquote better equipped. So with no other way to go, I make my way to the DLC of the Cold. I kinda don't remember why. This area has door rings or items I can use effectively, no fun enemies to fight, and of course this Sir Velhelm guy who doesn't fight fun or fair. So neither do I. I can at least open up the only boss in this area to find these two people who need to be not alive due to this man not sharing his soup and this lady using a cooler boss weapon than me. It's now time to tell you that this is my least favorite boss fight in the entirety of the Souls series, so after many attempts of being sad, being bad, and getting really close to being mad, I just realized second phase is gonna suck, huh? I need a win, desperately. So I make my way to the easiest boss I have left in the game. Even with the downside of my fire damage, he can still very easily get stunned, and even though my weapon isn't fully upgraded, it's doing okay-ish damage, and can be taken out first try. Why are you looking at my Estus? Come on, man, I did really alright here, man. You don't gotta be punishing me like that, man. And somehow this win and talking to the Keeper of Fire gives me the happiness and confidence to take on the blind man, and with my ability to stun him with my dance, and to motivate him with France. While it isn't a pretty or clean fight, I'm able to just edge out the wind, and somehow make my win lame. Osiris the bitch, king. Look at a weapon I'd much rather be using, but not only needing to come here for upgrading, but but also get to see if we can beat Dark Souls 3 with Dementia, as I once again have to fight the gun guy. He distracts me like I have the same weakness of Miyazaki. And while it plus backshots work like a charm, I'm able to survive barely once again for probably like the 10th time at this point. I grab some good stuff, such as eyeballs, ring of upping the stats that matter, or maybe this weapon I can't use. Nah, I'm getting the ring. Getting my Vigor to 30 before getting to a nice bright location to get to the boss fight that isn't a boss fight. It's basically like that old Nickelodeon show I don't remember the name of, running through the temple. Well, it's my choice and my choice alone. I somehow choose to die to the boss not once, not twice, but twice, before I allow myself the ability to wait for 3 seconds to finally land on the dragon's head. Find that my people need me, so I can run past the roly-polies, and getting another quick weapon upgrade. I then decide to make the worst choice in my entire life, or maybe it was only getting 2 of those puff pastry jalapeno bites. I could have gotten the 3rd. I wish I got the 3rd. As it's time to fight the coolest boss that ever lived. While my damage isn't really going to be a big issue this fight, getting used to this moveset I've only beaten once in my entire life is probably going to be the real problem. Like this fire attack I didn't learn to avoid for about 90% of my attempts. Please don't do fire. As well as some other growing pains such as a lack of range, iframes, and enjoyment of life. I also have the ability to stun, which can pull me into the epic Act 2 of being Bad Adventure, but Act 2 lasts longer than Act 1. I thought that was him stopping the Next time then, you bitch. I did, in fact, indeed, not beat him next time. I struggle with this boss for a dozen or so tries, and after this spanking from the Nameless one, I decide to turn around and make my way to get spanked by the Fatherless one. But eventually, we find out this is fine in Stage 2. Until it's less fine. I mean, mostly because I gotta beat up this big fella in the game. I mean, I'm playing Beat Up Big Fellas 3. I mean, come on. Get reminded of the downside of only using these barely close.
That one shots. This game sucks.
And after another Phase 2 spanking, I get the reminder of not only do I suck, I also blow. So it's time for Idea 2. Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. There is a nice lady who may be blind, but wants to feel my dance. In doing so will reward me with replenishment. So that, added with the chime of Macarena, I can stop trying to be one of these god gamers who run in naked for extra damage. With the chime, replenishment, and the princess ring, I can have some pretty sick health regen. Wicked! Not only so I'd be able to live my pants lifestyle, but also gets me away from the pressure of the Elloid ring. I can not only be much happier, I can not only be much better at killing women who hurt my feelings, I can also find myself in a much heavier mindset that can bring me to Phase 3. Mostly for the big bonus of the Slab of Flab, and then when I quickly die, I can at least maximum pulse my weapon's damage. And while I can seemingly get back to Stage 3 easily, I decided to go back to the King guy. And while going back to fight him after getting used to a different fight isn't that good of an idea, and makes this look as messy as my room when I throw a small tantrum, but each death teaches me not only how lonely he is, as apparently not enough people are talking to death, shame on all of you, but this also teaches me when I can be greedy, and when I can be punished. And while my health regen build isn't really helpful in this fight, I at least have one final ember to help me. Where once I roll and deal enough damage to take them on, my achievement is met with the proper amount of happiness.
Sit the fuck down! Yes! Oh, I'm going for a walk. I'll be right back.
So after my sweat and tears come back down as rain, I start Plan B. Dragon 1 and 2 show me I'm not worth actually getting up and fighting, and make my way to fight the armor that's left its owner. My swords do enough damage to not be a problem, and with a few stuns on top, this easy fight can be easily taken care of, even with a bit of luck. Hey, I beat a boss first try. It was the easy one, but I beat it first try. And since I can't do much else, I talk with my friend before it's time for my 7 PM ranked carrying.
Coming to bed, honey?
Yes, dear.
As since I can't use the gimmick weapon for this gimmick boss fight, I instead bring in the friend who can use the weapon. If you are one of the people who get upset over something like this, I don't know what to say. I'm letting one friend keep his promise to another, something you don't see much in these days. How about you enjoy something? Or don't. I mean, it's your life. I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care. But now I have a key to the boring book place. Begin to fight the boss who's no longer a boss, before the backup dancers take care of me anyway. Getting to make my way to the slumber party doesn't count. Twice. The twin with a K princes, like most bosses of the base game, have a really bad base form before getting to phase 2 and choosing death for me. Oh, it goes through pillars, because why wouldn't it? The basic in and outs of this fight is when the main character prince goes down, and during his younger brother giving him some brotherly healing kisses, I need to take him down. But despite being a boss that I normally struggle with, the caster gets slowly hit while I'm smashing his brother. So they can both be taken down, and usually that would be the base game done. But since most people also do the DLC, and it's the only okay part of Dark Souls 3, this means I now need to take on the 3 phases of Frida. It basically turns into a cycle of finding the move that plugs my butt, get back to the final phase, learn to dodge that butt plug, only to find another butt plug.
Oh shit, oh fuck, oh shit, oh fuck. 6-7! Fucking damn it, I got distracted because of 6-7. Fuck!
Over and over until I get her to 1 HP, and just kidding. Lore accurate Souls moment. Until she's taken care of. And it's time to run past all my problems and responsibilities to not only get the renamed Fap ring, but also get the Twin Princes fight. But again, but also kinda not at all. But also it's kinda worse than last time. I struggle with this fight more than any other boss to this point, as you not only need to take down both demons, once they're down, it starts another phase that does a lot more damage. When the 2 jumping pains are taken care of, you are also going to need to be able to deal with the choice of either the Rains of Hell or Beam of Death. That doesn't help. Not to mention, this big dog trying to cuddle and show its love, even though it kills me when it does. Most attempts against the big demon don't go well. Okay. Sir, this is quiet prayer time. This is not your time. This is quiet prayer time. Please don't do the beam. You bitch, I asked very nicely. And even now, honestly, the time I beat it feels like the largest fluke known to man. And once again, this weapon may be kinda cheeks, it at least allows for quite a few stuns. And these stuns are the demon's inevitable downfall.
Oh! Demon Prince, more like dead.
The reward is getting to see the sights. Damn, I thought that was a butt for a second, then I realized it was a mountain. I don't know why it looked like a butt. It's just no, there's just a big old butt. I don't know why. Ow. Ow. Whoa. Get the punishment of needing to fight a boss that shouldn't be called a boss. Yay. Get to touch an egg.
Touch.
Do I have to follow you all day?
Get to experience Peak as we title card.
Your dark soul.
The name and the title! Oh my gosh, that's what the game is about. It all makes sense.
First attempt, like many, involved me doing not half bad, but unfortunately this guy finding out he can bleed only makes him stronger. Taking me to Combo City. I then struggle for a bit, needing to refine the strength I once had to get as far as it did. But honestly, the positivity of even getting this far, getting to try a new build of regen, and while I know and recognize doing something like this isn't cool, fuck, or good, maybe a time for a prayer that is gentle. Maybe not a time for the prayer that is gentle. I had fun. For the first time in Dark Souls 3 history, I had fun. I may not be a patience elemental, I may need to get good, but I at least felt good. And at least get to show that this weapon may be bad, this weapon might be a bad boss weapon. On this whole trip, taking on any enemy and boss, it at least let me look cool while doing it. And for that, I had to finish the fight in its name.
Me bomb! I am the nobody that wins at the end of the world.
And while Gale wasn't the final boss, at this point the rest of the game just kind of felt like a side quest. Dark Eater mid, while not done deathless, he was easily taken care of thanks to the advice given to me by Eliam Lois. If you don't want to die like this over and over again, the only advice you need is basically stay in front of this little fella's head, and you can not only do damage to the head easily, but also dodge anything he has to throw at you. You're in the double bite? Oh, you're double biting into this? I hate this spoof. But I dodge it in the next round. Now if I hit this button, which marks it on the timeline, I will then be a transition into another part of the fight. The next time I do that, bada bing, bada boom. And since each Lord Soul has already been secured, we can thankfully do a not terrible amount of damage, showing that most times it isn't the weapon, it's the person holding it. If you like a weapon for any reason, use it how you want. Its only limit is you. And while I may not be the best limit for this weapon, I at least get the job done, so that I can summon the nice lady who's meant to help me before the nice Eliam that helped me requires blood for her help. Sorry lady who leveled me up this whole run, but blood for the blood god. And while the nice lady is nothing but the dirt under my boot, I can at least show that yes, if you spawn in the weapon at the start of the game, and then force yourself to use nothing but that for damage, then you can beat Dark Souls 3 with only the Dancer's Blades. Thank you so much for watching, and show your support however you see fit. Thanks again to all my members, and just to point out, the membership system is the most optional thing to ever exist on this channel. I prefer you have an extra can of beans in your pantry each month than to support me, but I still very much appreciate those who do. If you have any game or challenge recommendations, leave them down below. And not as always, I can smell you.